I'm Alexandra Kreis, and you're listening to Outer Travel in a Journey. In my own search for self-understanding, I have met people from all walks of life. I bring to you a taste of these encounters. Hello, welcome back to Outer Travel in a Journey. Today, my guest is Diana Pieper. Hello, Diana.
Hi, Alexandra.
Nice having you. Diana is a yoga teacher, but she's also, together with her partner, a cafe owner in Berlin, formerly known as Wanderlust, now Mindful Cafe. And Diana came from a long-standing background of working in an office until she decided to cut loose. Diana, do you want to say something about what happened to you? Why did you kind of transform your life in that way?
Yeah. First of all, I was kind of tired of being in the office from Monday to Friday, from the morning to the evening, just sitting at a desk in front of a computer. And I don't know, it just didn't feel right at some point anymore. I did learn a lot, definitely, which is very helpful now. So I'm sure like everything happens for a reason. And like the first turning point was like my 1 year in Australia, like doing the work and travel. I was already 29 by then. So I definitely went over there with a different perspective, different thoughts, different experience than like the younger ones. And then coming back, I went back to this office job, but it just didn't feel right. But at this point, I didn't have any idea what to do. How could I make my living without being employed? Or I never really just wanted to be a yoga teacher, just teaching and just because I think that at some point the joy is missing, like when you just teach to make money. You know, you're not really a relaxed yoga teacher anymore when you have to teach like 10, 20 hours. I don't know how many you have to teach to make a living of it. And so together with my partner during our travel through Southeast Asia, we came up with the idea putting like my experience working in a cafe and being a yoga teacher together. And then we came up with a business plan for the yoga cafe. And then we started the business plan in March 2016. And we opened up in April 2017.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory related to this project or to this cafe opening, or how it kind of came to life?
Probably small things, like we did a lot of renovation in the place where we are now. And like seeing, like looking back and seeing what we created is kind of amazing. And like the things I thought when I wrote the business plan, just that we wanted to create a place where people can relax and come down, that kind of happened. Like we get a feedback a lot that people come to the cafe and they sit there and it's kind of relaxing. So they get a chance to come down a little bit, even just sitting in the cafe, or like if they want more, they can go into the yoga room, can do a yoga class. And then but like it's small memories. There's not like a big one like I can point out at the moment.
Nothing that stands out as such, you know, like the moment you maybe kind of said like, yeah, let's do it, or
no, I can't remember now. Probably there was this kind of moment, but I think there was bigger moments even before when I left my office job. I was like, then I decided to become a yoga teacher, and like moments sitting somewhere during the day, having a coffee with a friend. I was like, normally I would sit in the office right now. It's like the middle of the day, middle of the week. And this were the moments. I was like, yeah, great. And you know, this can work as well.
Realizing you cut loose, was that the moment, or you're saying that
Yes.
the realization that you like your dream became reality as such?
Yeah, like definitely I found a system which was working better for me at this moment, like working as a yoga teacher, working in a cafe, and just I just felt more free, more independent and free, and that I didn't have to rely on a company, on a boss, on a job. Like it just felt totally different.
And that's, I think, you know, like with all the people and friends I had, a lot of people have this kind of dream, I do believe, you know, or maybe I'm just running into them a lot. I'm not sure which way around. And it's almost like you're reading a novel and thinking like, yeah, I'm freed myself from the slavery of working for somebody. And can you maybe, do you know a common myth around that dream that you can debunk here? You know, like what is it, what people kind of, where people think in the wrong direction, or a myth around this kind of happy self-employed, I have my own time.
Yeah,
Like, I
oh,
mean,
forget
probably a
about
lot of
that, that's for sure. Yeah.
forget about a few myths there.
Um, like when we started the cafe, we were been working like 7 days a week, just a couple hours sleep, that's it. So it was like 7 days a week, working. Then once we opened up, that when it really started, and it's like, oh my god, what have I done? I was just exhausted, tired, and because you don't know how many people do you need, how the process are going to work, so you have to figure out everything. It can be really nice, but at that point we have been already very exhausted from all the construction work. And like what I hear a lot is, oh yeah, you made your dream come true, like being a yoga teacher and opening a cafe. And it's like, you don't know what's behind all that to make this work and to make it as successful as it is.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of time you invest. Maybe I have like half a day off, or sometimes I just don't check emails and I take a day off, but always having in my head, oh, I should check my emails. Maybe there's someone has a question which needs to be answered today, and then and this is, it's always there. You never really have a day off, that's for sure. And the good thing is we partners, so it's two people working and two people are responsible for that. But other than that, it's just a lot of work, a lot of times where I face different, like a lot of challenges, which can be very good, of course. I have to leave my comfort zone basically once a week or even more. And which helps me to grow a lot, and I'm aware of that. But sometimes I wish it would be a bit more relaxed, a bit more peaceful. In German, like I don't know the English word, gelassen, like just in general. So your head is always on, no matter what. So I think that's one thing you shouldn't forget about, like especially when it's a place, like a physical place. I think maybe it's different when you're self-employed, not having a place, paying rent for that, making sure everything is nice and neat, and then also having employees. That's the biggest challenge of all. That I can say that's like, it's not, oh, I put someone in the cafe and he's working or she's working for us. It's like, nah, you have to be there, you have to be present. It also depends like what you want and how you want it may like look like. But you have to be there, you have to communicate constantly. And that can be very tiring.
That's a high toll. And I mean, I see that, and I'm sure there's a few listeners here who totally relate and could think that up front, but I'm thinking about the novelty that I undergo every time I go to my favorite cafe. You know, I mean, I love it there, and I love it when it's quiet, but at the same time I can see, because I usually go to small cafes, you know, and I get to know the owners, and I can see how they derailing, you know, like I can see I can see that the lines under the eyes are getting darker and darker, and this is all for the comfort of, you know, for the good of my comfort. This is so it's a bizarre world we're living in.
Definitely.
Right? And I have people who know how to make clothes, and they kind of suffer from the same stuff. You know, we prefer, of course, to have clothes we can pay for, and therefore we are not getting our clothes made, and we would prefer to be in a small cafe, but we don't want to pay a fortune for the cafe, right? So but your cafe is very special in the sense that you are also trying to combine this yoga, coming in, doing your yoga and sitting in the cafe and having a decent meal that is nutritious and nourishing. That's special about your cafe, right? How is that working out?
Oh, it's working out pretty good. Like in the beginning, like the cafe, we had guests from the beginning, and because we always try to offer a lot of vegan options and also have like gluten-free options, and then we completely vegetarian. The yoga classes, it took a bit more time to build them up. That's normal, but at some point, it took us like a year or something, or with the yoga kind of maybe less, to make all the classes work. And from there, I just we came up with more and more classes because we had so many people coming. We get a lot of feedback. It's a really nice concept, and I think it's also, we have really great yoga teachers. We have German classes, English classes, different yoga styles, and yeah, and like at the weekend, for example, they come to a class at 9 a.m. in the morning. We open the cafe at 10, so they can just stay for breakfast. Yeah. And then, yeah, so the concept is definitely working out pretty good. Yeah.
Yes, as long as you're allowed to open, of course.
Yep.
And are there any resources that have really helped you on your journey? Is there anything you want to share, you know, what was essential to you, or resources or connections that made you kind of help?
Like first thing, we had a lot of help from friends. Just sometimes, like when we had all the building stuff, like we had help there, or like even organizing or buying things. I can remember the first time I went with a friend to buy the cups and everything for the cafe. You have to buy everything, like a spoon, the cups, the big things, the coffee machine. It's like overwhelming. Like, and then I was really, really nervous standing there deciding, is this the right cup? And wow. And then, yeah, definitely friends. I think it's really, even if they're just there next to you and supporting you. And for me also to stick to my practice in the morning, like for some couple months, I lost it. Like I didn't do any yoga practice. I didn't do my like pranayama or meditation. And at some point I was like, wow, okay, I need to get back to it to feel less exhausted and to feel myself again. And yeah, when I want to teach, I have to have my own practice to be able to teaching and to share like what I'm feeling or what I want to share. So it's definitely like a social aspect, having good friends, also the support of family, which I'm really grateful. And your own practice self-care. I think that's the big thing.
Community is so important. I mean, what I'm hearing you saying, we have our dreams, you know, it's like my dreams, I want to do that and I will get there. And then along the way, as the road, you know, like it's the untreaded path, it's the path, I mean, many have taken, but for you or for me who's doing a new project, it's the untreaded path, and you have to carve your way, and it's good to have people that support you. That's what I hear you saying. The other thing that I liked about what you say, it's this unwavering, you know, like I have to look after myself in order to give to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
And not many people do that. You know, we get lost in the wish to serve, maybe also, you know, for some of us, we have like big wishes to serve and then forget to look after ourselves. And so what I've been talking with you, like from year to year, we kind of catch up, and then, you know, this thing comes up where you say, like, I'm really exhausted and I feel like I've put a lot into the project and I've learned a lot, and now I want to move on. Yeah. So where are you right now? Are you in the moving on phase, or?
I think at the moment I need to step back a little to get a clearer vision of where I want to go or what I want to do. At the moment, I'm just like packed with work. You know, it's like going to the cafe, and like once you're there, once I step in, I'm just like this. As like 1,000 small things, and also reminding the employees, have you thought of this? Did you forget that? Or, you know, it's like you have to kind of think basically for everyone, and then make it work together with the team. So I know like it will be like this in June. Like we're building up a new team because we, like, now it's like even better for us because we have more seats outside, even with the 1.5 meter rule and everything. So we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And like I can only step out when I know everything is working.
Yeah.
And then once I'm able to step back a little bit, I want to focus on the yoga. I'm teaching 4 times a week, even now with the live stream classes, which we are still offering. And then I want to take it from there, because at the moment I'm just in my head and I'm just thinking, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? But that's not helpful. That's not really getting me anywhere. So now it's more like talking to friends, which are like also in this field of yoga or energy healing, hearing about their experience or tips and advice. This is what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. And I'm trying to take the pressure off myself, which I'm putting on myself, which I'm tending to.
And it's almost like impossible. I understand, you know, it's almost like impossible. The moment you think like I have a half day off, somebody calls and says like the coffee machine went bust. What am I going to do? You know, stuff like that happens all the time. And when you think about like what I feel like we like little babies, we do grow on the outside, you know, like babies get bigger and then there's a phase when they grow on the inside. So are you more on an outside growing phase or an inside growing phase where you feel yourself to be?
At the moment, it's probably more like the outside, because I want to make the cafe and everything work. And I think the inside is also, it's also happening. It's not that I can stop it, but I can't really focus on it, or I don't want to focus too much on it, because at the moment I'm just taking it from, it's just decisions I'm making from my head, not from my heart or from my like, you know, from my belly. It's just because I'm tending to overthink and think too much, and this is not where I want to go, like that, or how I want to approach new things. I want to feel more what's maybe the right thing, the next step.
Yeah, I think this is like as you say, you know, there's opportunities out there. I mean, on the one hand we've been made fearful, on the other hand we've been made angry, you know, and as more as I feel myself pulled into one direction or the other, we're talking about racism or fear of health and so on and so forth, fear about dying. I feel like the growth inside is needed for myself, you know, and to kind of stay in touch with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and to feel and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. So if I imagine you feel exhausted with everything going one way and then another, and then there's a lot of things. Yeah. How do you want to feel next? What do you think? How do you want to feel next?
I definitely want to feel a bit more relaxed, more ease in my head. Like stop thinking too much, because everything I'm trusting everything will fall into the right place, you know. I do have that, but sometimes I lose that trust, and that's when I'm getting like this and yeah, there's like more and more situations when the cafe where I feel like I need to step out, especially when it's crazy busy. I'm always hiding in the kitchen and doing the dishes, because it's like too much in the front. It's like the employees, it's the guests, it's like a lot of things to do, and at some point I'm like, okay, I need to step back. And I definitely just want to feel a bit more freedom also.
Yeah.
And yeah,
if you had a superpower, what would it be right now?
Good question. Being invisible is the first thing which comes. I don't know why.
I love it. But please stop asking me.
It's just like, yeah, maybe it's that. I don't know. It's just like, yeah. At the moment, like when I'm thinking about like what should I do, like what do I want to do, I'm thinking about things. I would like to write a book, because there's no one I need to talk to. There's, you know, it's like going inward. Not that I have any idea what or what about. And also like reading like Hörbücher.
Audibles, like audiobooks.
Yeah. Exactly. Because I like to work with my voice, and I love to read. I love to listen to audiobooks. And this is something which at the moment makes me think it allows me to go back more inward, go back to myself. And this is what's happening at the moment here.
And what kind of message would you like to give people if you would write a book, or, you know, if that was kind of your superpower, being invisible and recentering? I hear you, you know, recentering. And what would be
Yeah.
the next message for somebody out there?
Um, yeah, it doesn't always need to be more. It doesn't always need to be about crazy big success or about money. It's more about finding the happiness in yourself.
Yeah.
And I think once you found that everything is in here, and you found the right way to reach it, you're more able to go. And I don't know how to explain, but you're definitely able to talk different to people, to be, yeah, because when you're more relaxed and more happy inside, everyone can see it and everyone will react to you in that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Compassionate communication, in a sense that we stay open.
yeah,
If we are overworked, just to succeed or to just kind of follow our goals, but if we're overworked, we kind of lose the connection with ourselves, and then lose the
definitely.
compassion for each
Yeah.
other, you know,
Yeah.
even in the smallest form. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yelling at each other at the street, you know, like
Yeah.
so often happens here in Berlin. Like people just belt out whatever
Yeah.
they feel like they need to say, and that's like not very well thought after, and so much pressure, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
this. And the city can be a total pressure cooker, but
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to support Diana and her beautiful cafe, where can we find you? Can you say something about location or
Mm-hmm.
website? If you want to come and visit Berlin and do a yoga class and have a nice cafe after.
Yeah, the homepage is yogacafe-berlin.com. We are in Prenzlauer Berg, really close to Schönhauser Allee, so it's kind of easy to find us when you use public transport. And the cafe is open from Wednesday to Sunday, but yoga classes are every day. As I said, at the moment, we're still offering the live stream classes until everything gets a bit more relaxed and we know more about what's going to happen next. And so this is what's happening right now. And yeah, we open at 10, so we take it easy. Not a crazy early morning persons. And we open till 6 at the moment. Yeah, and we have a huge terrace. We have a sun whole day. So yeah, just come by, have a coffee, nice vegan cake or whatever. Yeah.
And you could also pre-taste the yoga classes at your studio by just trying them out right now and kind of have a look at their schedule. You might pick somebody up that you kind of start falling in love with as a teacher. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, here's another
The live stream
opportunity.
classes are good for, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming and making time, Diana, in your busy schedule. I really appreciate it. And I really value what you do out there. You know, I felt so when I first read about your cafe when it was still called Wanderlust, and my blog used to be called Wanderlust, and then there was a whole legal thing, you know. But I really loved what you're saying because as you portrayed right here, you're somebody who does that from the hearts of your hearts, you know, until you feel like, okay, maybe am I not connecting? And then you're ready to let go as well. That's what I heard. So yeah, if you want to help her along the way a little bit longer so she can find the next centering point, please do visit her cafe. And yeah, we'll say goodbye and good night for today.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, bye.